Questions for Frantz?
Frantz, what is it about Hofstra that this is the second time you've really gone off on that?
Nothing really. I mean, a couple of times I went out there during the spring or whatever, and I saw a couple of the guys on campus. But other than that, nothing. Just know a couple of guys on the team.
But it does seem like you've had two really strong games against them, or does it just kind of feel like it's been that way for you these last 10, 12 games?
I don't know. Last year it was the half-court shot. Then going into this year, I started strong. So finish strong was just better.
They've got a former Philadelphia NBA point guard on their sideline, on their bench. Feel good that you play like that in front of him too.
Well, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that. But I mean, I knew Speedy Claxton was in the NBA, but I didn't know he was on their bench. So now I guess it does feel good.
So what's your sort of like approach now? I mean, you got 4 games left in the regular season, your senior year. Like, where are you at kind of mentally, and how are you approaching each of these games?
Just trying to do whatever it takes to win, and just have fun the last 4 games doing it. Go out with memorable moments, you know, the last 4.
Frantz, it seemed like you were attacking early and you finished with the team high 24. Was it a conscious effort after the foul shots in the Catholicism game, or was it just how the game came to you?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty down about that game because I should have made those free throws. So I wanted to come out more aggressive today, like personally. But my coach always told me, play aggressive. That's how your game is to play aggressive.
Good with Frantz?
Thanks, Ross.
Thank you.
Can you just talk about Frantz's play? I mean, I know he's been so good for you for 4 years now, but it just seems like now as he's approaching the end of his career, he's kind of taking it up even to another level. Is that something that you've seen as well, or you think this is just sort of the natural progression for him?
Senior, man, this is it for him. If you don't play with a sense of urgency when you're a senior, you're never going to. To be honest with you. I mean, the kid's been a great player. But I mean, you know, play sports, you know, you feel when it's coming to that, you're coming to that point. So, you know, honestly, he's played great all year though, especially since league play. I mean, he's been unbelievable in league play. And we needed him to be because of what's been happening to us. But I mean, you know, he's a senior. I mean, he knows his city. He's had a great career here. And, you know, if you can't get motivated for that, yo, honestly, this is what people don't realize. You may never be in this situation again. This might be your only time you can play is rec ball. And you're buying your own sneakers, and you're paying for your jerseys. So that's a little different. So he's, I think, going to have some opportunities, but he knows this is it. It's a senior year. He's played well. He's had a great career. And, you know, you got to be, if you can't get motivated by that, there's something wrong with it.
Do you feel like kind of proud at all watching this? I mean, it seems like, you know, like you say, you're senior, you should feel this urgency, but they don't always feel it.
Yeah, you're right about that. So, I mean, what are you going to do? You always miss the guys. They're your guys. So, you know, he's had a special career here. You know, I always tell guys, you know, you really want to make a mark, you shouldn't have to talk about yourself. They're going to read about you. So they're going to read about him here. He's going to be one of the all-time leading scorers, all-time leading assists, steals, won a lot of games in the postseason. So, I mean, you know, he's been able to do that. So, but I mean, I don't sit anybody. I sit him down and say, hey, this is it. We talk about that in the summertime. This is it for you. And I think he and Chris, those guys are really played well as seniors. And you need that, especially this year with us, with all the stuff that's been going on. This guy's been great. They've been great.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, you have Rod. Like, just talk about his development over the course of the season. I mean, like, we're really raw, but he's like, you can tell he's going to do something in a couple of years.
How many dunks he missed tonight? How many dunks?
2 or 3. 2 or 3.
No, I mean, you know, he's played well. You know, I actually think he's probably the best young big guy in the league. You know, he's a little bit more comfortable out there. And I think that, you know, that's made it a little bit better. But I actually think Darte and those guys have put him in a, you know, they're not asking them to do too much. You know, once you figure out, and this is what happens sometimes with college. I have a lot of friends who kids might be going to play ball, so they have to call me up and ask me what to do. So I said, just ask what your coach asked you to. You want to play? You want to be out on the court? Just do what your coach asked you. Because a lot of these kids come in with their own little agenda about what they're going to do. And then when it doesn't work right, they start looking around and, uh-oh, what's going on? I think what Rod has figured out is, let me just do what they ask me to do. And you know what? They throw me the ball because they know we can finish. We're playing a little bit better defensively because he really struggled defensively at the beginning of the year. He's been rebounding because he's in the right spots now. And he's just doing what we ask him to do. And I think the kid got a bright future. Guy gets stronger and all that stuff like that. But, you know, I think the kid has a bright future. But he figured it out. Let me do what they asked me to. And if that, I'll be out there. I'll be able to play.
I know in the past you said that you have a lot of respect for Hofstra's big men, and you kind of took it right to him early on. What do you think about how
They play hard. Them guys play hard. I wouldn't say they're the most skilled dudes in the world, but I think they play extremely hard. They run up your back. You got to be ready for a physical game. Juan Coney, those guys, Musa Coney, those guys come at you. And I thought they did that to us a little bit up there, so that we talked about that a lot. Like, yo, those guys really came at us and got some plays I didn't think they should have got up there. So we did a better job against those guys today.
was it a conscious idea to get the ball inside early because Kone had 2 fouls within 2 minutes?
No, not necessarily. The way they were playing us, I thought some of the opportunities that we missed in the first game was actually to get some easy buckets inside, and then honestly, they're opening up for Frantz. The way they were playing, because now we kept throwing it to them. We got some easy baskets underneath. Peter got some plays underneath the basket. So we talked about that a little bit. Not just counting on them guys coming off screens and trying to shoot and drive. We said this is what they're trying to give us. So let's take it. Let's try to take it.
And they cut it to 3. You call timeout, and then they cut it to 3 again. But then after that, you guys started to pull away. Was it anything you said the timeout? Was it an adjustment you made, or anything kind of different?
It's not cable. So I can't tell you what I said. Came down 3 straight times. We threw the ball away twice in transition. Guys was wide open, right? We had an 8-point lead, and one of the things we talked about, I thought we did up there, was that we gave them plays without making them work. So in that sequence, we did it again. So I just sat him down, had a few choice words to say to him, and guys did what they were supposed to do.